Hey, it's Wolfy-Chan, and I'm back with another manga review. And this manga, as you can see, is Soulless. So this is actually an adaptation from a book, and I in fact love it, and will probably start reading the book soon. So, and also you may see that I have a different kind of video stage out here now. Well, I'm kind of borrowing someone's setup so that maybe I can look more professional. It's up to you guys if you like this or not, and definitely tell me if you can hear me or if you can't. And if you can hear me a little bit better, hey, more power to you. Alright, so this manga is about our main heroine, Alexia. And Alexia is basically what they defined as a soulless person. And it's not that she doesn't have a soul, it's just that when she touches anybody of supernatural, not heritage, but anybody who is supernatural, she makes them back into the human that they once were before. So if she touches a vampire, they're human and can stand outside in the daylight. If it's a werewolf, they can change back from being a werewolf into a normal man. So we start our journey off with Alexia and her family, because this is, like the 17th or 16th century. I can't exactly remember. It's an older century that women always wore dresses and was very gallant. And this is, of course, in London, so it's very beautiful and all that good stuff. This is kind of like the time period where the first season of Black Butler would be in, kind of like. So our main character, Alexia, is basically kind of part of this society that makes sure and watches over all supernatural beings. Well, her family is recounting this party that they went to. Alexia, of course, happened to not really enjoy the party and went into her own, into a room. And a vampire tried to attack her. And of course, she kind of whooped its butt really well. But of course, people started to enter, and she had to fake out that, oh no, my sense isn't faint. So, then we meet up with our next character, which is Lord Macon. And he and Alexia have like a thing going on. And of course, as the manga rolls on, you find out more. Like, they get married and that they actually liked each other. And the story progresses after that into an adorable little series that I like. And there's only 3 manga, which I kind of wish that we did more. I was really a fan. I got hooked. But of course, it's a book. Might as well go for it, right? So, but you find out that his name is Connell McCon, and Connell is into Alexia, but because they're werewolves, they think they have to do the traditional werewolf thing, which is an alpha female would just slap a woman and be like, he's mine, there, and then the alphas would go together and be all happy, right? Well, not exactly the thing that's happening, because Alexia is a woman and a normal woman, and he's a werewolf. Go figure. So they, of course, find out more about the vampire that tried to attack her. They go to a royal, basically, vampire's nest. Go to the queen of the nest to make sure that it's not like any just random vampire. And you find out that vampires are just kind of come into existence and then all of a sudden die. It's very strange, very weird. They don't really get into that much of the vampire, like why or who's doing that part, which I guess the book would morally tell. Meh. Um, but it all kind of wraps up when the vampires start kind of to disappear, and of course then Alexia and Connell get married, and it's adorable and all that good stuff. Um, then the next volume is that, it's the wedding. It's after the wedding. She's married. She's now Mrs. McCon. Mackin. Ooh, not good with names. Sorry. Even though I'm British. But he's, of course, from Scotland, so sorry. And it goes over her life with him, and the pack comes back from war because the packs are huge, mostly males, and so they kind of volunteer to fight in wars and stuff like that. So then what happens is that all of a sudden the Northern Pack lost their alpha, which, hey, you know, they lost their alpha. They were fighting in a war. They lost him. So now Connell goes up there and makes sure that they're doing all good and stuff like that. Um, and our little lady is, of course, worried about him, and there's something going on where werewolves can't change all of a sudden. So she races up towards him, also finding this person who is Guinevere, I believe her name is, but dresses as a man and all that stuff, and is really good at inventing things. And of course, also when Alexia got married, she got one of the queen vampires like drones that she didn't want, but she wasn't a vampire. And it is an interesting thing. Um, and so you follow that storyline where Guinevere was just kind of racing after the servant, and all that stuff. And you find out that in this one that they go up, and of course they don't know who or what can be the alpha at the moment, and Connell doesn't want his great granddaughter, I think it is, to be the alpha because he doesn't know if she will die or not, but she wants to, and she's a very Scottish woman. Um, which he ends up at the very end when you find out that it's a mummy that's also a soulless, which soulless can't be in the same vicinity of each other because they're kind of like negative magnets. They just can't. They can't be around each other. And even, fun fact, that if a soulless gives birth, and it's a female, that she will basically be almost allergic to her own child. Like, she will get deadly sick and all that stuff. So it's very interesting. Um, and that's in the third volume. Because at the very end, after all this, you find out that she is pregnant. Werewolves in this thing cannot have children. So, da-da-da. And so in the third volume, of course, we have her going back to her roots, which she is half Italian, half English, woot. And she finds out more about Soulless and more about creatures that are a mix of them. And they're called soul stealers, which is interesting, or soul stalkers. Um, and so she kind of gets taken in by the Templar. When she finally gets to Italy with all the adventures and stuff like that, and being mad at Connell because he accuses her of cheating, which she would never do. Which Connell then drinks himself with formaldehyde to then get himself severely drunk. Hilarious partying, all that stuff. And he's like, if everything is true, I'm gonna have to grovel, aren't I? Yes, nuggets. You find out, yeah, he basically admits that he can be the father of the kid and basically goes after her. And it's just kind of a cool part. There's also a vampire lord that Alexia is fond of and is the best friend of, and he all of a sudden, in at least the third volume, just disappears, up and disappears. So it's interesting. And of course, by the end of the third volume, they get back together. It's cute. It's adorable. I love it. Don't know anything more about the kid or anything like that because, once again, I'd have to read. Haven't read the actual physical book yet, but going to. Looking that up in my library and all that good stuff. But this is definitely an awesome manga. It is a thicker one, even for 3 volumes. It's really awesome. And I just love this one. This is just an amazing, amazing manga. And the storytelling gripped me. The character design was really funny. And I love all of this. This is amazing. And I definitely recommend Soulless. So, if you like this video, definitely leave it in the comment section below. How do you like this new setup? Can you hear me better? And have you ever read Soulless? And if so, do you have a favorite character? Mine actually has to be Connell's beta. Like, he's such a sweet guy, and he doesn't want to be into things, but he tries to clean up what his master has done, and tries to take care of things, and tries to be the ample amount of reason in this, but of course, alphas are alphas. So he's my more favorite character. Definitely subscribe. Sorry. If you haven't already, because I do make videos every day from Sunday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday. Whenever you need a video, I got you covered for something new or just something interesting. And if you want to follow me on Twitter or Facebook, I have the links down below. And I hope that you are having a very wonderful, wonderful day. The weather is kind of strange. It's cool, but it's sunny. Wolfy-Chan out. Bye.